Welcome to the Yin Yoga class. We're actually starting today with a breath technique. So I'm going to just start out seated to be a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to either sit on a block or I'm going to sit on my bolster, or you can sit on your blanket, but you want to sit like this. Okay. Now I have an issue with my one knee. So in order for me to sit like this comfortably, I actually have to be up a little higher. So make sure that you start out up a little higher. So you can use a bolster for that. These together and then you sit. I need it higher. My knee has been a little bit long. Oh, that's better. Okay. Then your hands are going to rest on your thighs. Now, one of the things that's really important, if you have a way of kind of checking out your spine, the spine absolutely needs to be lifted. Good. And then I was just explaining to you guys the direction of breath path. And what you want to do is you want to actually visualize this, and I'll talk a little bit. I'm going to get you going in the breath, and then I'll talk a little bit about the breath and what it's about. But basically, these are major channels. And if energy can flow through those major channels, then it feeds the subtle channels. This is so important because we're starting to realize more and more and more how important it is that we bring in pranic flow. In fact, everything I am doing right now, all the treatments, I'm focusing more on pranic flow, because if you can have pranic flow, what is prana? Vital force. So if you have pranic flow, it means that your body doesn't need as much food, by the way, and you are feeding it with energy. So that's what we're doing. This practice is going to feed the body this really important vital force. Okay, so you can close your eyes if you want. I think it's better because it draws your attention inward. Just take a moment and settle. And visualize with the mind if you can, or you can sense and feel the area of the pubic bone. So in the front of the pelvis there, become aware of that area. And this will be our starting point with breath. Notice your breath moving in and out of the nose and begin to even it out. So we're starting with a 1-to-1 breath. You're inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 4 counts. Now, if you can do a little bit longer breath, and maybe you could move to a 5-count inhale, 5-count exhale. 6-count inhale, 6-count exhale. Whatever is comfortable. Begin by evening out the breath, 1-to-1 breath. Hands are rested on your thighs, palms down, spine lifted, engaging chin mudra, keeping the chin pulled back. The head is level over the neck. And once you feel that breath balanced and even from the inhale to the exhale, begin to let your breath move in a path. This is an energy path that moves through the body, getting energy to flow through the major channels of the body so that they can then feed the more subtle channels. Your inhale begins at the pubic bone, comes up the front of the body, crosses through the neck and comes around the back of the head to the top of the crown. Your exhale then begins at the crown of the head, moves down to the cervical spine and the neck, down the back body to the tailbone. Inhale begins at the floor of the pelvis, coming up the front of the body, crossing through the neck, around the back of the head to the crown. Exhale, moving down from the crown of the head to the cervical spine and the neck, down the back body to the tailbone. Again, inhale, and you're continuing this circular breath that moves in a figure 8. Keep your attention drawn inward with the breath, connected with that flow of breath. This practice allows us to develop inner observing, the witness. And begins to allow us to connect with the breath pathways within. It opens flow of breath in the central channel, the Sushumna, also called the governing channel. And allows for flow. So the flow through the channels then move out to all of the subtler channels, which are called the nadis. And there's over 70,000 nadis throughout the body. So imagine that as you continue this flow of breath, connecting your inner awareness to that breath pathway, opening up that central channel, it brings consciousness, vital force into the body in a more pure form. This breath also is helping us to balance what's called the gunas. Those are the mental states throughout the body. There are 3 mental states. You have tamasic, rajaic, and sattvic. And we want to eventually move ourselves towards sattvic, which means pure. And by opening these channels and doing this breath, bringing in consciousness, allowing for more vital force to move through the channels, you are doing just that. You are bringing yourself into this sattvic pure state, allowing yourself to remove tamas, which is the energies of inertia, being stuck. And there are, all of us have parts of us that are stuck. And we can work with these gentle practices to help us to gently nudge and start to open up those areas where we feel stuck. And then when we move from that tamasic state, it then, once it gets unstuck, it moves to a more stimulated state, which is rajas. Rajas is active. And eventually we move from that active state, which can become overactive if we're not careful. It moves then from that active state up into that pure state of Sattvic. Just stay connected with the breath, moving up the front of the body, crossing at the neck to the crown of the head, down from the crown of the head to the neck, back body to the tailbone, and then circulating again. We're going to do that for another full minute. Good, and then from there, moving your awareness into the witness, that inner observing, that part of you that has the ability to observe yourself. Sit in that awareness. Let it expand beyond your skin, your physical body. And expanding even further beyond the room that you're in. That you are exuding out this pure state, inner awareness. Good. And then bringing yourself back. Taking a moment, though, to anchor in an intention that you bring this awareness with you into each moment that you can, taking time throughout the day to stop and recognize this inner state. And then bringing your hands up and opening your eyes. Good. All right. We're going to move from there into our practice. Okay. Okay.